Ever wonder why some people seem to have this really solid faith, while for others it feels more like a struggle?
Yeah, it's something a lot of people think about. It's a great question.
Well, today we're gonna, dive into our sources and explore how faith actually develops. What's the thinking behind it?
Okay, so a really core idea we find, especially drawing from Romans, is this concept that God gives everyone an initial, well, a measure of faith.
A measure of faith. Okay, so not like some people get more and some get less randomly.
Not exactly random, no. Think of it more like a starting capacity. It's divinely appointed, like different gifts within a community. It's the starting line, not the finish.
Right, okay. A starting line. So our sources seem to suggest this initial bit of faith is kind of like a seed, isn't it?
Precisely. It's meant to grow.
Yeah.
There's that phrase in Second Thessalonians about faith growing exceedingly.
Exceedingly. Wow, so it's not meant to just stay the same size it started.
Definitely not. The idea is that growth happens through active engagement, actively walking in that faith.
So actually living it out, trying to understand it more.
Exactly. It's like tending the seed. If you just leave it, well, it might not grow much, right? It needs that active participation.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But then you hit the big question, the one people always ask. Why suffering? Why do people with faith still go through really hard times?
Yeah, that's a huge one. And the sources tackle it. Romans 5 gives a really interesting perspective.
What does it say?
Well, it suggests that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope.
So hardship, it actually does something. It's not just pointless pain.
According to this view, it's developmental. Not punitive, but something that can actually deepen faith. Like forging metal to heat strengthens it.
Okay, developmental. I like that. So the tough times aren't designed to crush us.
That seems to be the idea. Our sources talk about trials being like tests.
Like tests in school to see what you've learned.
Kind of, yeah. To refine faith. And there's a really comforting thought paired with this in 1 Corinthians.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
It essentially says, God limits the trials. You won't be tested beyond what you can bear.
Really? That's quite reassuring.
It is. And it adds that he always provides a way out, or maybe the strength you need to get through it, a way of escape or endurance.
Okay, so there's always support there, even in the hardest tests.
That's the promise given.
This really shifts things, doesn't it? It makes it less about how much faith you started with.
Exactly.
And more about the journey, especially through those difficult patches. James mentions something similar, right? About the trying of faith.
Yes. James 1 says, the trying of your faith worketh patience. It reinforces that idea. People we might see as having strong faith. Maybe they developed it because they persevered through tough times, trusting God when it was hardest.
So it's forged in the valleys, you could say?
That's a good way to put it. It's about the process, the response to challenges, building that resilience and deeper trust.
Which leads us back to the core, I guess. It's not about comparing your measure to someone else's.
Absolutely not. The sources really point towards trust. Personal trust in God is the central thing.
And there's that promise in Philippians, too, isn't there, about God finishing the work he started?
Yes, Philippians 1:6. He which hath begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. It emphasizes God's ongoing role, his faithfulness in continuing that development in those who stay open to him.
So it's a partnership in a way, an ongoing process.
A journey initiated by a gift, nurtured by us, and often deepened by the very challenges we face with trust.
Okay, so let's recap the key things. Faith starts as a gift, like a seed. It grows when we actively engage with it. And challenges aren't just obstacles. They can actually be opportunities for deeper growth if navigated with trust. And finally, it's really about your personal trust, not measuring yourself against others.
That sums it up nicely.
Right. So here's a thought to leave you with. Thinking about this perspective, how might you look differently at challenges, maybe past ones or even current ones, in your own life? Could they be part of your faith's growth? Something to reflect on.